Good morning. This is our daily lectionary readings for Friday, July 19th, 2024. Our psalm reading, once again, is going to be Psalm 89, 20 through 37. Our semi-continuous Old Testament reading comes from the book of 1 Chronicles 14, 1 and 2. And then our New Testament reading comes from the book of Acts, chapter 17, verses 16 through 31. I am going to switch over and we're going to be looking at the message today. With it being the message, some of the readings might expand a little bit to give us a fuller context. Psalm 89. A long time ago, you spoke in a vision. You spoke to your faithful beloved. I've crowned a hero. I chose the best that I could find. I found David, my servant, poured holy oil on his head, and I've kept my hand steadily on him. Yes, I'll stick with them through thick and thin. No enemy will get the best of him. No scoundrel will do him in. I'll weed out all who oppose him. I'll clean out all who hate him. I'm with him for good, and I'll love him forever. I've set him on high. He's riding high. I've put ocean in his one hand, river in the other. He'll call out, "Oh, my Father, my God, my rock of salvation." Yes, I'm setting him apart as the first of the royal line, high king over all of the earth's kings. I'll preserve him eternally in my love. I'll faithfully do all I so solemnly promised. I'll guarantee his family tree and underwrite his rule. If his children refuse to do what I tell them, if they refuse to walk in the way that I show them, if they spit on the directions I give them, and tear up the rules I post for them, I'll rub their face in the dirt of rebellion and make them face the music. But I'll never throw them out, never abandon or disown them. Do you think I'd withdraw my holy promise or take back words I've already spoken? I've given my word, my whole and holy word. Do you think that I would lie to David? His family tree is here for good, his sovereignty as sure as the sun, dependable as the phases of the moon, inescapable as the weather. 1 Chronicles. King Hiram of Tyre sent an envoy to David, along with cedar lumber, masons, and carpenters to build him a royal palace. Then David knew for sure that God had confirmed him as king over Israel because of the rising reputation that God was giving his kingdom for the benefit of his people, Israel. David married more wives and had more children in Jerusalem. His children were born in Jerusalem were Shemuel, Shobab, Nathan, Solomon, Abihar, Elisha, Elphiah, Nogah, Nepheg, Japhiah, Elshama, and Beeliada, and Ephalet. And boy, did I butcher those names. Let me scroll down so we can have our New Testament reading, which comes from the book of Acts, chapter 17, verses 16 through 31. The longer that Paul waited in Athens for Silas and Timothy, the angrier he got. All those idols. The city was a junkyard of idols. He discussed it with the Jews and other like-minded people at their meeting place. And every day he went out on the streets and talked with anyone who happened to be along there. He got to know some of the Epicurean and Stoic intellectuals pretty well through these conversations. Some of them dismissed him with sarcasm. What a moron. But others listened to him go about Jesus and the resurrection, and they were intrigued. That's a new slant on the gods. Tell us more. These people got together and asked him to make a public presentation over at Eriphus, where things were a little quieter. They said, "This is a new one on us. We've never heard anything quite like it. Where did you come up with this anyway? Explain it so we can understand." Downtown Athens was a great place for gossip. There were always people hanging around, natives and tourists alike, waiting for the latest tidbit on most anything. So Paul took his stand in the open spaces at Eriphus and laid it out for them. "It is plain to see that you Athenians take your religion seriously. When I arrived here the other day, I was fascinated with all of the shrines I came across. And then I found one inscribed to the God nobody knows. I'm here to introduce you to this God so you can worship intelligently. Know who you are dealing with. The God who made the world and everything in it, this master of sky and land, doesn't live in custom-made shrines or need the human race to run errands for him, as if he couldn't take care of it himself. He makes the creatures. The creatures don't make him. Starting from scratch, he made the entire human race and made the earth hospitable, with plenty of time and space for living so we could seek after God and not just grope around in the dark, but actually find him. He doesn't play hide and seek with us. He's not remote. He's near. We live and move in him. Can't get away from him. One of the poets said it well. We're the God created. Well, if we are the God created, it doesn't make a lot of sense to think that we could hire a sculptor to chisel a God out of stone for us, does it? God overlooks it, as long as you don't know any better. But that time is past. The unknown is now known, and he's calling for a radical life change. He has set a day when the entire human race will be judged and everything set right. And he has already appointed the judge, confirming him before everyone by raising him from the dead. And here ends our readings for the day.